So since the height restrictions that was introduced here in the UK, I've noticed something else that DJI have taken away, and we've all missed it, including myself, hence the video until now. Let's do this. So hello and welcome once again to the channel, and it's been a while since I've made a video, as you probably know. What with the UK weather as it is, and the fact that I've managed to break a couple of ribs last week, which put me out of action for a while. Anyway, enough of that. As I've just said, DJI have taken away a feature that was available here in the UK on one of the most popular features, and that feature is waypoints. Now, let me just say, they've not taken away waypoints, they've actually taken away a feature, or they've removed a feature that's part of the waypoint mission. So this feature was the ability to continue the flight on signal loss. Now this feature has never been available in the EU countries, but we've had it here in the UK, which I use all the time. Let's look into the video and I'll try and explain exactly what I'm talking about. So you can see in this short little clip of one of my old waypoints, you can see quite clearly just there, we had the ability to click continue on signal lost, but that's no longer the case, and I'll explain why in a minute. So I'm just going to quickly show you how you can set a waypoint up using your controllers, your RC2 or your RC Pro 2 controller. You click connect to aircraft and click camera view. This saves you going out into the field. You can actually plan your waypoint mission whilst you're at home. I'll just bring the map up. If you click into waypoints, and I'm just going to add a couple of waypoints very quickly just to show you exactly what you can do if you're not used to waypoints. Okay, and then you can set a point of interest and all the rest of it. I'm not going to go into a great deal because I have done this on a couple of videos before, and I'll leave a card linked up there if you want to see how to actually do waypoints. All I wanted to show you in this video is the fact that this feature has been taken away from us here in the UK. So if you click into the global settings, you can set your global speed just there like that, and then what you can also do is you can then, on signal loss, you can tell it to do an action, and as you can see that continue flight has now been taken away from us. So you've only got the three options: return to home, hover, or land. So I should just select return to home for this example and come out of there. Also, what they've done as well, if I come out of this one, for instance, we'll click the paper icon. I'll just save that because it's just a test waypoint. Now, if I go back into one of my older waypoint missions, let's say this one, for instance, as you can see now, it's saying settings for selected waypoint flight will be auto adjusted to. So you've only got two options now. You can adjust and open, or adjust and open as new, and either one does the same thing. So if we click adjust and open, and then we go into the global settings of this particular waypoint, you can see that option has now been disabled. You can't actually select continue with flight on signal lost. So you can only select return to home, hover, or land, which is a little bit naughty. And I'll just show you the waypoint. It's a bit further away on the map. There it is. So that's the waypoint that I did some time ago now, where I flew around the tower. That point of interest number one just there. I'll leave another card up there if you've not seen that video. It's quite an interesting video actually. So basically, they've taken this away, which is a little bit naughty really, because if you was going to fly a waypoint mission and you was to lose signal, it's either going to hover, land, or return to home. Whereas before, like I've just said, you could tell it to continue the mission and then come back to you once it had finished. So it could spoil one or two of the waypoints. So in summary, you can no longer select continue flight on signal loss, and you only have the three options as I showed you: land, hover, or return to home. Now let's face it, why would you want it to land? You could be, I don't know, 500 meters away, flying over some water, doing a waypoint mission. Why would you tell it to land? The other option is hover. Same thing again. You might be 500-600 meters away and you would have to walk towards the drone to try and get that signal back. So the only fair option that you've got now is return to home. So if you lose signal, you select return to home. It really doesn't make any sense to me. The problem is when you select return to home, which is your safest option, obviously now, it's going to ruin your waypoint if you lose signal. So you're going to have to now replan your waypoint so that you don't lose your signal. Otherwise, your missions are going to get ruined. Maybe you can let me know your thoughts. Also, let me know if this option is still available in non-EU countries. Down in the comments, if you can leave me a comment, that'd be great. We can get a discussion going. And I know our good friends over in the USA, they don't seem to have these restrictions like the flight restrictions and the speed restrictions that was introduced a few weeks ago. So I only noticed this the other day when I actually went out to do a flight, and I thought I would do a waypoint mission for a test that I was trying to complete. And that's when I noticed that this feature had been taken away. And it was something that I always used to select, because obviously if you're losing signal, you'd like that mission to complete. Otherwise, it's ruined, as I've just said. And it makes me wonder whether there's anything else that's been changed within the Fly app to bring us more in line with these EU regulations. Things like hyperlapses. I mean, it's not something that I do very often, but maybe you could also let me know whether you've noticed anything that's been changed since these new restrictions have been put in place. Like I've just said, hyperlapse, the pano, has anything been changed since they've introduced these restrictions? So let me know down in the comments your thoughts, and is there anything else that they're likely to change in the future? There's another question. So that wraps up the video, short and sweet. I just thought I'd bring this one to you guys out there, as it's something you probably wouldn't have known unless you're into waypoints and you simply didn't know. It's as simple as that. It's totally bonkers if you ask me. There we go. That wraps up the video today. Hope you found it useful and informative. And if you have, don't forget, give us the old thumbs up. And if you know around here, why don't you consider subscribing, dinging the dong and all the rest of it that goes with it. I'm sure you know me by now. And you might like to watch those couple of videos I've chosen for you over there. And if you do, I shall see you over there. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.